My earrings. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Saturday morning tap in intentional beings. How are we doing? Okay, let's see. Let's open the doors. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Instagram. We are now live on Instagram. Let's get us live on Facebook. Good morning. Okay. Here we are. We are opening the doors on Facebook. All right. That means we are live everywhere. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, Saturday, May 10th. It's time for that wonderful time we have on Saturday called Saturday Morning Tap In, where we have some uplifting stories. We set some intentions and then do a little bit of journaling. All right. I am your host, Shamika Cotton. So y'all know what to do. Let's go ahead and get this intentional party started.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Yep. Good morning.
Tap in.
Tapping in. Today's the day, Soraya.
Tap in.
You're going to have a wonderful
Tap in.
presentation of your art today. I'm so proud of you.
Tap in.
So proud of you.
Tap in.
She's tapping in to win her day. You should be excited. You're showing your art today. It's an exciting day. And I'm so glad you stopped by to tap in just to get yourself right. Yes. To share your light with us, Soraya. Thank you so much for tapping in. Welcome, everyone. Go ahead and get your candles ready. I'm getting my candle. Let me go ahead and get mine ready. Rose water and ivy. Why is it crazy that you know the words to the song? It's a song that people know. Of course you know the words. I don't know the words, though. I know some of the words. I know the popular verses, but not really. But kind of. But I'm grateful for the tune. Yes. I'm grateful for the beat.
Tap in.
It adds the energy to our show. Soraya is on Facebook. Soraya is on Instagram. Soraya is everywhere. What's up, Mo Rachel? Welcome to Saturday Morning Tap In. While you're here, go ahead. What intention do you want to set for today?
You want to be on top. Yeah.
What intention are you setting today, Soraya, for your art exhibit show? What intention do you want to set? What do you want to experience?
Tap in.
Whatever that is, go ahead and put it in the chat and we'll hold that space with you. I've been having something on my mind this week, y'all, that I'm going to share with you guys. I feel like sometimes things happen to get our attention. And like some things that get our attention is like to bring us really present to the moment. And so I want to share a story of something that happened to me this week. It's been a wonderful week, an absolutely amazing week. An amazing week. I had some new developments this week that I'm so excited about. So go ahead, you guys got your tea, your coffee, your water. Yes. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started very shortly. Why am I trying to see without my glasses, you guys? Why?
Tap in. Tap in.
Let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this tap in party started.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Yes. So Soraya is having an art exhibit today. And so we want to send her some wonderful energy. She made a beautiful piece that lets kids know that bullying is not okay. She's having an exhibit right now. Well, it's starting at 10 o'clock, and people will come in and be a part of the conversation, will take in the beautiful art that has been created along this theme. And so we are knowing that Soraya is going to have an amazing show, that people are going to be blessed by her artwork, and that she is continuing to blossom into the powerful being that God created her to be. She is an absolute ray of sunshine. And I'll see you later, Soraya. So you're going to let me know how everything goes. Yes, I'm so excited for you. So everybody else, while you're here, go ahead. For those who are new here, we come together every Saturday morning to tap into our power, right? And one of the ways that we tap into our power is by setting an intention. An intention is a powerful way to say what you want to experience for your day. It's a way to set the atmosphere. It's a way to transmute, which is to change something into something better, right? Whatever you may have going on today. We believe in the power of our words, the power of setting intentions. So go ahead, let's hold that space with each other. If you want to go ahead and put in the chat, what do you want to set an intention for? And also, let's go ahead and get these numbers popping off today. So let's put in the chat a number between 1 and 20. Okay, a number between 1 and 20. All right. I wrote my number down, and whoever gets closest to the number without going over will be the person who selects our journal prompt for today. So yes, for those who are new here, we always journal every Saturday morning. Sarai, you need to be here at the end of the show. So if you're back, but you probably won't be back because you're going to be fully present. I don't want you on Instagram and TikTok unless you're going live to showcase your art. But I want you to be fully present for all the good that you have created. You put in all that hard work for that art, and now you're having an exhibit. So I want you to be present and enjoy all the people that have come to celebrate you and to celebrate your art, and all the people who have come together to say bullying is not okay. So be present, okay, my dear? Be present. Don't be on social media while you're supposed to be there in that wonderful event, unless you are going live to showcase it. All right, my love? Remember, we can always talk a little bit later today. All right, welcome, K Blue Lash Artist. We are putting numbers in the chat, a number between 1 and 20. And whoever gets the closest will be selecting the journal prompt for today. Also, we're making sure we're putting into the chat an intention. What intention do you want to set for today? What intention do you want to set for today? Right? And so we'll make sure when we get to that part of our program, we will use our collective consciousness. We will come together as a community to really stand together and stand in agreement with those intentions that we are setting. All right, all right, all right. Let's see how we're doing here. How are we doing here? All right, K Blue is in the building. All right, we got Nora in the building over here on YouTube. Good morning, Nora. Nora is setting the intention for prosperity. Yes. Yes, yes, I got it. I made a note of it. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you here, Nora. So good to see you here. And boy, do I have a story for you all today. Boy, do I have a story for y'all today. And so you're going to want to put in an intention in this chat once I share with you the story that I have for you guys today about something that happened this week. This week has been a really great week. Anybody have anything that they're celebrating this week? Anything they want to shout themselves out about? Saturday Morning Tap-In is a wonderful place to celebrate you, to let the world know the good things that you're doing so we can celebrate. No need to hide your lamp under a bush. No, Saturday Morning Tap-In, we come together to celebrate the good in everyone. Have a great show, Soraya. I'm so excited for you. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So, all right, so we got, okay, great, great, great. So let me go ahead and pull up my number chart for the journal prompts. Okay, let's get that pulled up. Um, but this has been quite the week. It's been pretty magical. And I'm so glad that we're having a show today so that I can just share what happened. Sometimes you just want to be like, y'all, what y'all think about what happened? Is it just me? And so you guys are my people to let me know what you think about the things that happen, and it's our way to come together and affirm and hold the space for the good for all of us, right? The good for all of us. I understand, Soraya. Walk confidently, Soraya. It's okay to be nervous. That's all a part of the journey, and that's okay. At least you are still going, guys. Soraya is my one of my little TikTok nieces, and she's having an art show today. She gave me a sneak peek at her art last night, and so I'm so excited for her, and I'm so proud of her. She does so many wonderful things, so many wonderful things. I'm just so proud. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So this week, and I keep having to go back and forth with my glasses. I don't know if my light is too bright or what, but this week has been pretty amazing. I've stepped into a new, I guess I could say, a new level. I've stepped into a new area in my career, one that I've always wanted to do, but the opportunities have started to present themselves to me, and I've been able to say yes. And it's definitely something that I've been affirming about myself. And so, what is that? This week, I have received two projects that I am executive producing. Woo! Yes, executive producing, stepping into the role of an executive producer. So some of you may know the week before last, because these weeks, maybe it was last week. No, it wasn't this past week, but the week before, I filmed a beautiful and powerful short called The Day Elvis Died. And so I was in it, but I'm also an executive producer for that. And then another opportunity came up for another beautiful, amazing short, and it's called The Silent Witness. And it is written by Adrian, well, by Sharice Lamb. I'm sorry, I was going to say Adrian. I don't know who is Adrian that I'm thinking about, but by Sharice Henry Lamb. And it is a beautiful, beautiful short film that it's a haunting story about music, about healing, and about forgiveness. And I'm so grateful to have partnered with her on this project. It's inspired by the legacy of Alberta Williams King. I don't know if you all know who that is, but that is the late mother of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so it's a beautiful story inspired by her life and her legacy. So this week, God was like, Shamika, it's time for you to step into that thing that you've been affirming for yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Some more 2K3 is in the building. And thank you so much, K Blue Lash Artist. So yes, this has been an amazing week. 1010 Talent and Creative Services. My company is growing and I'm really enjoying the journey, but it is definitely an intentional walk, something that I have to work on every day, of course, right? Making sure that I'm always a vibrational match for the vision that I have for my company. And so I have been kind of ruminating or meditating or contemplating on this idea of vibration mixed with who we say we are. In the cartoon Alice in Wonderland, how many of you remember the cartoon Alice in Wonderland? That was one of my favorite cartoon movies. I used to watch it over and over again. And there are so many characters that I loved, in the cartoon. You have the rabbit, You have the Mad Hatter, Alice, you have the Cheshire Cat, right? And put in the chat if there are other characters that you remember from Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon movie. The cartoon movie, not the one with Johnny Depp and all of that. I haven't seen that one, but I would like to see it. But I am referring to the cartoon that I used to watch over and over and over again. Yes, Sans Toya, GFA is in the building. It is in action. It is happening. It's happening. And one of the characters from Alice in Wonderland was the caterpillar. And the caterpillar, when Alice encountered the caterpillar, he wanted to know, yes, the Queen of Hearts, Nora's, yes. We're painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red. Woo, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Nora. Thank you. And so back to the caterpillar. So when Alice encountered the caterpillar, his question for her was, who are you? Do you guys remember that? Who are you? He was sitting on top of a mushroom, smoking a pipe. Okay, he was doing some hookah. He was having a hookah experience, and he wanted to know, who are you? And that was a question he asked Alice. Alice wanted to get his help, and the help that he gave her was in the form of a question: who are you? And so that is something that has been reverberating in my consciousness this week. Also, I got a message. We had a message in church talking about the power of I am, the power of what we put after those two powerful words, I and am, right? Whatever you put after that, those two words, I and am, you become, right? You become. Whatever you put after those two words, I and am, determines the experiences you start to draw into your life. That's why when you're sick, a biblical story and a spiritual principle is, if you're sick, you want to say, I am well, right? If you're having a financial challenge, you want to say, I am rich, I am wealthy. You want to speak the thing that you want to experience, right? Because we know that our words are powerful. And don't forget to put into the chat, what do you want to set your intention for today? Because after I share with you this story, you're going to be like, whoa, you might be reminded of how powerful you are. Or maybe this is new to you, right? Maybe this is new to you and you want to try it on. So go ahead and put an intention in the chat, and we will later today, later in this program, join together and set intentions together. And also, we are picking a number between 1 and 20. 1 and 20. I hear you, Toyette, saying, I am blessed and highly favored. Okay. So that's what she's going to experience. She's going to experience blessings, and she is going to experience favor when she goes out in the world. And guess what? You can be blessed and highly favored too. All you have to do is say it and speak it and believe it. And all it takes is the belief the size of a mustard seed, and that will be your experience. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sans Toyette. And I'm still going to put that in the intentions for us to also set for later today. All right. Thank you. A welcome mind of a Sagittarius. Welcome. Welcome, TT Marie. Welcome, Keister 20. Welcome to Saturday Morning Tapping. And so when you think, I'm trying to think about my angle or my way into this story. And so when you think about water, right? Water is H2O, right? Perfectly imperfect, right? We all know this, that the chemical molecules, or the molecules that make up water, are 2 hydrogen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule. But depending on the arrangement of those molecules, it depends on it determines how you experience water, right? Depending on the arrangement of those molecules, determine how you experience it, right? So, water, if the molecules are slowed down, right, that becomes ice. While the water molecules sped up, right, become steam. And then you have water, which we know is what we need to drink, water and mind our business. Where's my laugh cue? I crack myself up. But water has different forms that it can take, right? Different forms that it can take on. And based on the arrangement of the molecules, it will determine your experience of water. And I have heard that our bodies are at least, or I think 70% water, could be more. Could be more. Somebody feel free to put it in the chat, correct me if I'm mistaken. But I think at least 70% of our body, our makeup, is water. Okay, I see more intentions coming into the chat. Oh, yes, these are some good ones. Patience, peace, and we got another prosperity. That is fantastic. Making a note of that. Thank you so much. And so, and so, um, when we think about the arrangement of the molecules, it determines your experience. And I was listening to a message that was given at my church on Sunday by Reverend Sherry James, our senior minister at Understanding Principles for Better Living Church. And she gave the analogy of a piece of steel, right? Now, a piece of steel in and of itself, right, is just a piece of steel. But when you charge those molecules in the steel, you can charge those molecules to make it so that now that piece of steel is magnetic. And how does that happen? The structure of the molecules have shifted, right? The arrangement of the molecules have shifted because a vibration has been introduced to that steel. Now, the steel hasn't changed shape, but the organization and the order of the molecules within that piece of steel have changed in such a way that it is now magnetic, right? And and that is so, that just, like, I always knew it, but just to hear that story again, thinking about what I have been experiencing this week and even last week. And when I think about us as people who are magnetic, we tap in, we turn on our magnetism, right? That's what Saturday morning tapping is all about. It's about rearranging our molecules within our being so that we can become a vibrational match, so that we can become a magnet for the things we desire to experience, right? Right. And so Toyette says, okay, thank you so much. It is 70% water in the body. Fun fact, the earth is also 70% water. You guys, Saturday morning tapping is where it's at. Okay, we got facts here. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you so much. And thank you for the little emojis, the water emojis. Okay, thank you so much. Y'all are like my associate producers of the show. I love it. And I appreciate all of you. So that's what Saturday morning tapping is all about. We come together every Saturday morning to be intentional about the vibration that we take out into our world, to be intentional about the vibration that we sit in with our thoughts, right? And so what are the ways, and I'll ask you guys, what are the ways, right, that you change your vibration, right? What are the ways in which you change your vibration? Feel free to put that in the chat. But just as it is the same for water, the different arrangement of the molecules determine the experience of the H2O molecules. The different arrangement of the molecules in the steel determine the experience of that steel. And it goes to say the very same thing, the different arrangement of the molecules, the different arrangement of the parts that make us, right, determine our experience. So one of the ways, there are 5 ways that you can be in charge of the vibration that you are sending out, right? And those 5 ways are, the first one is by our feelings, right? Our feelings, our emotions, right? Energy in motion, how you feel, right? The late, great Reverend Ike used to say, the feeling gets the blessing. In the secret was the feeling. You have to feel your way into that which you want to draw into your life, right? You don't just picture yourself in the new car. You take a moment to imagine and to turn on your feeling nature. What does it feel like to sit in that new car? What does it smell like? Do you smell the leather? Can you hear the engine purring? Those are our feelings. So, our feelings are a way for us to change our vibration, and hence our vibration, or the arrangements of the molecules of our being, excuse me, will draw that experience to us. Okay? Somebody put that in the chat. The first way is your feelings. Put that in the chat. Let me know if you guys are putting down what I'm picking up. Toyette says, meditate, sit in the silence, pray, take a walk, and listen to music. Meditate, sit in the silence, and pray. Brings me to point number 2. The second way that we change our vibration is with our thoughts. Our thoughts change our vibration, right? Meditating, sitting in the silence, praying. That is accelerated mind action, accelerated thought activity. The thoughts that we think change our vibration and determine what we experience in our lives, right? The late, great, oh my gosh, let me just embrace this thing that happens to me. Sometimes I get, I don't know, sometimes a name will be right here on the tip of my tongue and it will leave me. But don't worry, it's back. The late, great Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman says that we are the thinkers who think the thoughts that make the things, right? Our thoughts. And so that's why you want to be careful what you think about. Come on, emojis. I'm loving the emojis, right? So we know that our feelings can change our vibration, and our thinking changes our vibration. The arrangements of the molecules of our beings that affect the life experience that we have, right? The third thing that changes our vibration are the words that we speak, right? Which is also praying, right? Sometimes you pray out loud, right? When we set an intention, right? The intention is a thought, it can be a feeling, but it can also be spoken. The words that we speak, right? Yes, you guys, let me know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, right? So we're talking about how do we rearrange the molecules in our being so that we become a magnet to what we want to bring into our life, right? So we said our feelings, our thinking, we just said our speaking. What are you saying about yourself? Earlier, I talked about the caterpillar. Who are you? Who do you say that you are? What you put after those 2 powerful words, I and am, you become. And not only do you become it, you draw experiences according to the person that you say you are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fourth way that we change our vibration, remember I told you there are 5 ways. The fourth way is by our actions, right? And Toyette said, right, our actions. Where did it go? Where is it? Right here. Our actions. Taking a walk, right? Taking a walk. The things that we actually do, right? So if you want to change your vibration and you want to attract something different into your life, you guys ever heard of the phrase fake it till you make it, right? Or act as if. You start doing those things that you would do when that thing that you're desiring, when your dream, your vision, what would you be doing? What would that person be doing, right? What would that person be doing? For my actors out there watching, right? Your goal could be a series regular on a hit TV show, right? Well, what would you be doing if you already had it right now? Because the reality is you have everything you need. But maybe you need to change your vibration so you can call more of that experience into your life, right? So, series regular, what are you doing? You're memorizing lines every day. You're getting in front of that camera every day. You're reading every day, right? You're maintaining a high vibration because if you're a series regular, that means you are responsible for helping to set the tone on set, right? So you're taking care of your mind, you're doing self-care things, right? You're promoting what the show is doing, right? So these are actions that you can be doing, right? Act as if, right? Thank you so much for y'all putting these in the chat. Okay, Nora coming in with the action emojis, right? With the action emojis. If you are a New York Times bestseller, if that is part of your vision, Nora, then you're writing. And that's what Nora's doing. She's writing. She's taking the actions that will give her what she desires. That's how we change our vibration, right? Right? Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, what you got? So 4 things, right? And I have one more for you, right? So the first one was our feelings. Second was our thoughts, so our thinking. Third is our speaking, so the words that we say. Fourth is our actions, the things that we do. And this fifth one is our reactions. How we choose to react to the things that happen in life. We have the power to choose our reactions, right? What we think about whatever happens, and then our response to it, right? So if you see something that you don't agree with, you get to choose in that moment how you're going to react, right? And that sets off a vibrational flow out into the atmosphere. That's right. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. The reactions, how you respond, right, to the events that happen around you, right? The reactions, your responsibility, your ability to respond, because life is going life, right? Life is going life for everybody here, but we get to determine how we respond to it, right? It's not somebody made me do it. No, you are in control of your feelings and your thinkings and your actions and your reactions and the things that you say, right? So those are 5 powerful ways in which we can change our vibration and take control of the energy that we put out. Yes, yes, with the emojis. Let's get with it. Reactions. How are we reacting? And so this week has been really interesting in terms of one, when I took on, now I already knew that I was going to be, well, that I wanted to be an executive producer on the day Elvis died. And then that opportunity, and I had a conversation with Robin and let her know that I would love to help get the word out about the project. And what you may not know, you guys, the things that I wrote in my 300 things list, right? And the things that I say, one of them is that I am a producer, right? I am a producer, and these are the kinds of projects that I produce. And last week, I believe it was last week, we talked about having our eyes open to be able to see those things that we pray for. Because as soon as we pray for it, or as soon as we ask for it, or as soon as we affirm it, it happens. But sometimes we are not aware of it. We don't see it. And if we don't see it, we might miss the opportunity to bring it into our experience or to experience more of it. So that's why we said last week, good morning, Brees is in the building. K Blue will be back. All right, but we'll be here, right? So that's why last week we talked about when you are praying or asking for something or being intentional about something, make sure you set the intention that you have the awareness to see it as it starts to manifest in your life. And for me, that happened. I am a part of a WhatsApp group, and it's called Deltas in Entertainment. And one of my sorors, Sharice, reached out and said, we need help getting this film finished. And so I said, okay, I could make a donation, right? Monetary, but I also have so much more that I could offer. And I said, well, Soror, are there any producer partnerships available for this project? And guess what she said? She said, yes. And so we had a conversation, and now I'm a producer, an executive producer on it, right? So we want to be aware that when we say we are the thing, be aware that it's going to start happening. Okay. And so this week, some of you guys know that I have been doing a TikTok challenge. So the week before last, I actually finished a 30-day going live on TikTok challenge where I challenged myself to show up every day. And it was also an exercise in me honoring my word, me honoring the ideas I have and saying, you know what, I'm going to give it 30 days of commitment and focus to this idea. I'm not going to give up on myself. So I did that. And then I had a week off because I was traveling with a client. And so when I came back, I said, okay, so what am I going to do now? And Rev Cherie she also did the challenge with me. We both were like, let's do another challenge. Because once you do one challenge, you get so used to having something intentional that you're doing that it becomes a part, it just becomes a part of you, of what you want to do. And so I was thinking okay, she had asked me before, what are you going to do? And I said, I'll think about it. I'm not really sure yet. I don't know if it's going to be another 30-day go live on TikTok thing, but I'm thinking about it. And so I was in one of her lives. I think it might have been Sunday. I think it was Sunday that she went live. And so she asked the question again. Well, the first thing she asked was this. She was talking about the power of our I am, right? And she was like, put in the chat, who are you? I am, and put it in the chat. And, I had already done it in church earlier, and I was doing some other things while listening, but I heard a little whisper in my ear that Shamika, just put it in there, right in there. And I was like, well, I've already affirmed this one I am. Should I affirm it again or should I change it? Right? And so the way that affirming I am works with Rev Cherie is you take an attribute of God, right? And you affirm that for yourself, right? And so I chose I am divine order, okay? I put it in the chat, okay? I am divine order, right? I just said, just put it in there, Shamika. Quit overthinking it. Quit overthinking it and put it in the chat. And so, yes, Breeze, speak it, believe it, and act on it. Yes. What's up, Miss Earlene is in the building. Hi, Miss Earlene. I love you. And so I put it in the chat. I am divine order, right? Let me tell y'all, Overthinkers Anonymous, here I come. So I put it in there. And then she said later in the conversation, so you guys, what challenge are you guys going to do? This is the challenge that I'm going to do. So she said that she was doing a 21-day content challenge where she's going to make content every day for 21 days. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't think I'm going to do that. And I said, you know what I want to do? I want to do a 30-day challenge where I am focusing on bringing divine order to my finances. Okay. Now, you guys, this is something that I had been kind of rolling around in my own mind. And I was like, do I really want to put that out there? Do I really want to put that into her into the chat, right? And I kind of was just like, no, yes, no, yeah. Shamika, just put it in there. She wants people to participate in the conversation, so put it in there, right? Already be it too. Yes, some more 2K3. Yes, yes. I'm loving the engagement in the comments and in the chat. So, you guys, and yes, Nora, sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes we don't recognize it. And we want to make sure that we are aware, right? So we can see our good that we just prayed for, so we can experience it right away. And so I put it in the chat, you guys, right? I put it in the chat. Toyette says, do what you're fearful of, and God will empower you. Yes. Do it afraid and let God work through you. Come on now. Come on. It's a whole word. So I said, Shamika, stop overthinking it and put it in the chat. Okay. And also, I guess I was kind of like a little bit like, am I really going to commit to that for 30 days? Am I really doing that? And so I put it in the chat because once y'all know, once I say I'm going to do something, and when I say it to my community and I let it out, that means I got to do it. It's kind of like this Saturday morning tap in, right? Okay. So I put it in the chat. And let me tell y'all what happened. So I put it in the chat. So she finally got to it and she read it. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so great that you're going to do a 30-day focus on your finance and bring order to it. Because Christ Universal Temple, which is one of the churches that are associated with the Universal Foundation for Better Living, is one of like our sibling churches. They just started today a message on get your money right. Do you hear me? She said, now listen to this, you guys, and we're going to go into our journaling prop. She said in the chat, Christ Universal Temple, they just started a series called Get Your Money Right. Reverend Galen just preached the initial word. And I kid you guys not, as soon as she said Reverend Galen, guess who popped up in her TikTok live? Reverend Galen happened to pop into TikTok to say hi. You guys. And he had no idea that we had just said that. He didn't even know that we had just logged onto TikTok. And so I took that as confirmation that I'm about to be rich. Okay, you guys, I'm about to be richer. Okay, I'm about to be richer. You guys, and I'm just like, the Holy Spirit be doing the most. Okay, at least that's my experience. The Holy Spirit be doing the most. Like when the Holy Spirit wants to get my attention, it knows how to do it. And for me to have hemmed and hawed and doubted, like, should I put this in the chat? Should I not? But it happened to coincide to right before Reverend Galen came on, who also taught a class. He taught a whole class on getting your money right. And so I took that as confirmation that that is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now, right? That is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And for me, what I like to do when I'm working on something, I like to immerse myself in it. And so there were books that we are reading as we go through this series of Get Your Money Right. I love having a book to read because part of my daily spiritual practice is to read something uplifting, right? So now I'm staying focused. I'm doing the work, right? And so what it is, let me be very clear about my 30-day. It is to spend 30 minutes every day for 30 days doing something intentional with my finances. To be very clear, it's not some, non-specific thing. No, you got to hit the timer and for 30 minutes, focus on that money, getting divine order in those things, right? And so now that I also have a book that I can read, because I love reading books, because what it does is it starts to condition my consciousness. If there is something that you want to experience in your life, go find a book about it. Because as you read it, it's going to unlock things in your imagination, right? For me, when I'm reading books, there's a message that I get that is that is in between the lines, right? Spirit speaks to me in between the lines, right? Where I'll highlight something and I have just a thought that occurs to me. I might get a new idea of some inspired action, right? Inspired action, one of the ways to change our vibration, right? I might get inspired action to take that moves me closer to my goal, right? And so, what that taught me was the power of our I am. Who are you? Who do you say that you are? Whatever you put after those two words, I am, right? You become. But what this also showed me was whatever I put after that I am, I also start to draw resources toward me to help me become that thing, right? Depending on what you say you are, I am, you will start to set off a chain of events that will come to support you and to fulfill your word about you, right? You guys, the Holy Spirit be doing the most in my life all the time, and I am so grateful. So I wanted to share that story with you all. I'm just a witness. You know, the Saturday morning tap in was another divine idea, an inspired idea that I took action on, and it continues to grow. Not only does Saturday morning tap in continue to grow, I continue to grow, but I can't do it without you all, who I am so grateful that you all tune in every Saturday to be a part of this conversation, adding your energy, adding your intentions to the conversation. Toyette says, what you say right here? Building your finances God's way. Okay, is a great tool for financial discipleship. Is that a book we can find on Amazon? Sans Toyette? Okay, for those who are looking for books for their library to help them grow and become more responsible in their financial stewardship, right? Financial discipleship, building your finances God's way. Oh, and so the books that we're reading, let me tell you guys the books that we're reading. So we're reading Mae McCarthy's Path to Wealth. It's a spiritual guide for wealth. Mae McCarthy, Path to Wealth. Now, I've already read it. I'm going to read it again. Okay. And then the other book that we're reading is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by, I think his name is Rahit Sethi. But just Google, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and you will see the book. So we're reading those two books. And so now I have another book, right? So I can really immerse myself to get my thoughts to start to feed my consciousness, right? To fertilize my mind and my thought space so I can start to change my vibration and bring in more wealth. Okay, you guys? So yes, Stephen, I tell you, right? Stephen said powerful. Yes. And I promise you, Stephen, I'll be like, how is he always sending me stuff that is exactly what I'm thinking of? Okay? Who you say you are will bring you into relationship with people who are supposed to be a part of your community to work together. Which one do you have, Stephen? Which one do you have? The second book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, or The Path to Wealth, right? Who do you say you are? Who do you say you are? Welcome, Nigerian Nightmare. All right, so let's go ahead and set our intentions, and then we're going to take some time to journal. I hope that today's Saturday morning tap-in has blessed you or just inspired you to know that you are way more powerful than you may remember sometimes. You may know it, but sometimes we forget how powerful we are. And then we look at the situations in our life and say, how did I get here? Because you're powerful. But guess what? You have the power to change your life experiences, right? And Saturday morning tapping, that's what we're all about. We're all about what? Tapping into our power and turning it on. But first, we have to tune in, all right? You got to tune in, all right? Okay, so you have I will teach you to be rich. Okay, you got it. You got it. Okay, fantastic. Well, read it because I'm reading it too and we can chat about it. I'm only on chapter 1, so we can be book buddies. Um, okay, so I think I got all of the intentions, right? I got all the intentions, and you guys put in a number between 1 and 20. A number between 1 and 20. Ooh, wait, where did my thing go? Okay, sorry. Kind of lost my screen. Okay, great. Okay, great. I'm just double checking, double checking, double checking. Of course, that's the number you pick. Of course, that's the number you pick, Toyette. All right, let me see who the winner is. Who is the winner? Winner chicken dinner. The person that got the closest to the number without going over. Okay, so far, all the numbers that I'm seeing right now have gone over. So now I'm going to have to pick. Oh, no, they haven't. Actually, one number has not gone over. Okay, you already got it. You already got it. And like I said, some more 2K3. It's I tell you, the way that we have a mind meld is it's wild. It blows my mind. But that's how I know we're supposed to be in community together. The number is the number 9. The number 9. That was the number today. So some more 2K3 I'm going to put up on the screen. And I would love it if you could do us all a favor and select a number that is not grayed out. And that will be the journal prompt that we pick from the book we're still working through, which is 100 Days of Gratefulness. 100 Days of Gratefulness. All right. And so I'll give you a second to pick that. Boop, boop, bow, boop, 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 bow. Like my little waiting music. All right. And while you're doing that, I should be typing in our intentions that we set today. Right now, remember what we just talked about. What we just talked about, the power of our I am, right? Maybe, okay, we already have prosperity. Okay, I got it. Okay, got it. Let me come back over here to Instagram to see what Stephen has chosen. Okay, continue with number 9. Okay, and so it is. And so it shall be. Let me go ahead and grade that out. Boop. Okay, great. Number 9. Love it, love it, love it. Fantastic. Remember, I don't know what the prompt is in advance, so we'll see what it is. Let me, okay, 5, 10, 25. That would be Stephen is who selected this one. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting one. All right, great. So, as I put these intentions up on the screen, let's remember what we talked about today, the story that I shared today, right? You might want to we can intentions. Okay, sorry you guys. I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to do the absolute most, right? Let me put it over here on Instagram as well. I will pin it in the comments. Okay, I am going to pin it and put it up on the screen here. All right. And so as we have these intentions that we are going to hold space together, right? Remember, you can set the intention to experience divine order, to experience prosperity, or you can turn it into an I am and speak that about yourself. So do what you will with that. Just know whatever you do, you're already activating a powerful force, a powerful chain reaction in your life with it. All right. So let's just take a moment to get still in this wonderful presence of love and light and joy, this powerful presence, this powerful awareness that we have tapped into today. We have turned on our awareness of our true power. We have the power to change our vibration. We have the power to attract experiences into our life. We have that power. And we know that the way that we can do that is through our feeling, our thinking, our speaking, our actions, and our reactions. And so we take ownership, and we are grateful for that awareness of those right powers. And so it is in this space that we open ourselves up, letting go of those areas where we may have played small or thought small, being patient with ourselves and forgiving ourselves for those moments when we were afraid or anxious. It's okay, because in this moment, we get to make a new choice. In this moment, we get to choose to be our powerful and wonderful selves, marvelous works of art, marvelous works of being, marvelous spiritual beings. We get to make that choice right now. And it is in this space of awareness, it is in this space of knowing our power that we use it, that we activate it by setting the intention for this day, for this weekend, for this moment as we go forward. Let there be divine order in our lives. Divine order in our finances, divine order in our health, divine order in our relationships, divine order in our community, divine order in our world, divine order in every area. I am divine order. It begins with me. I am divine order in my thinking, divine order in my feeling. Let there be divine order in my speaking, divine order in my actions, divine order in my reactions. I am divine order. We speak prosperity as our intention. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. Whether it is prosperous financially, prosperous in your goals, prosperous in your health, I am prosperous. I am blessed and highly favored. As we go forward to this day, may we receive all the blessing and all the good that is available and ready for us to receive. We open ourselves. We are open and receptive to the blessings, to the favor. And let us be a blessing to those we come in contact with. I am patient. We set the intention for patience. Patience with ourselves, patience with our loved ones. Even if they don't know we're giving them the gift of our patience, we set the intention to be patient. So as we go forward today, stretch us that we may know patience. Give us a thought that triggers our patience. May we be patient with joy, patience with love. Let there be a peace and a harmony that comes over us, and let it be expressed as patience. Let it be expressed as peace. I am peace. Let there be peace in my feeling, peace in my thinking, peace in my speaking, peace in the actions I take, peace in my reactions. If I see something that is not peaceful, I speak, peace be still. If my mind is racing, I speak, peace be still. I am at peace. And because I am aware, because we are aware of our power, we know that the words we speak are powerful and accomplish that for which we send it to do. And we know that all of these intentions are so, and so it is. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get 10 minutes and 10 seconds up on the clock, Instagram. You're probably going to go down because I went over today because I was full. Okay. Y'all got my overflow. Okay. I'm overflowing everywhere. All right. We got 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Here is the journal prompt for today. What's the last song you heard that you enjoyed? Hmm? How did it make you feel and why? What's the last song you heard that you enjoyed? How did it make you feel and why? The timer is going. Remember, the journal prompt gets you down on the page. What you write once you're on the page, that's your prerogative. But we invite you to write for the full 10 minutes and 10 seconds. We have just created a rich atmosphere of openness, a rich atmosphere of abundance, a rich atmosphere of being aware of our power. And sometimes when we open, not sometimes, all the time, when we enter these spaces is when we start to get a download of more things that want to come through us because we've created this space, this openness, right? We said we are open and receptive. Let it flow down on the page. Put it in your journal, okay? You have 9 minutes remaining. We are journaling, and the journal prompt is, what's the last song you heard that you enjoyed? How did it make you feel and why? All right. We are journaling. Okay, let me bring Instagram down and bring them back up. We are journaling. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to journal. It doesn't have to be neat. You can change your mind in the middle of a sentence. Let it flow. Let it flow. Mm. Let me get my journal. Oh, let me write it up here for y'all. I forgot to write it up here. The journal prompt is up on the screen. We are journaling. Welcome back. What's up, Ariel, the golden child? We are journaling. And I'll put the journal prompt in the chat right here on Instagram. And I'm also going to pin it. 6 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Welcome back, Instagram. Hmm. Hmm. 5 minutes, 13 seconds to go. We are journaling. Welcome to those who are just joining us on back on Instagram. Yes, we are back up. Find the name. I mean the. Yeah, that's the one. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. We are journaling. <clears throat> 1 minute, 7 seconds to go. 9 seconds to go. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm in the right part. Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Oh man. Okay. Okay. It sounds like. Okay. 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 I know you're dinging. Give me a break. Okay. Great. Okay. We're done. Okay. We're done, you guys. Okay. Okay. Just echoing and okay. All right. For real. For real. Okay. I'm done journaling. I tell you, that 10 minutes and 10 seconds goes by so fast, but even though it goes by so fast, it's such a powerful moment to have together. And it's so great just to give yourself that opportunity to express yourself and to see what comes to mind. A lot of times, almost every time I'm surprised by whatever I write because I just let it flow. I go into stream of consciousness, and I really try not to censor what comes out, so that way I'm always surprised. All right. So today has been an amazing Saturday morning tap in. I hope that you are inspired to use your power of your I am. I hope that you are inspired to use the power of your feeling, your thinking, your speaking, your actions and reactions. Now that you know that those are 5 ways that you can change your vibrational makeup, right? That's how you can rearrange the molecules of your spiritual being that will change the experience that you have in life. Okay. And so thank you all for joining in for this Saturday morning tap in. Saturday morning tap in is a movement, and it is one of my favorite places to be on Saturday morning. All right. So the journal prompt was, what's the last song you heard that you enjoyed? How did it make you feel and why? And feel free to put in the chat what you wrote or something that an aha moment that you had. Or maybe today you want to put in the chat how you plan to use your I am power or anything that came to you from today's Saturday morning tap in. We want to see it. We want to read it. We want to know about it. If you're watching the recording, I do read the comments and reply. So let me know how Saturday morning tap in is impacting your life. All right. It would be really great. All right. So right now we have, you guys, where did the glasses go? Okay. I'm like, are they on me? No, they're right here. All right. Toyette says, let praises rise from the inside. Let praises rise from the inside, performed by Tanya Baker. Her version adds a different chorus that I feel deep within my soul, moving me to worship and praise God. I can see I got a playlist for today forming from this journal prompt. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let Praises Rise from the Inside by Tanya Baker. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sans Toyette. What do we have over here on Instagram? What are you guys saying over here? All right. Samora 2K3 says, here is the song I listened to the other day. Steven, now you know we can't click on any links on Instagram. You got to put it in the Saturday morning tap in Facebook group. Okay. You guys, for those who are new here, we have a Facebook group for Saturday morning tap in. Join the group, join the community, join the conversations so you can stay inspired and uplifted all throughout the week. So Stephen, put it over there. But the song that he is going to put there says it's a song that he listened to the other day. It's an 80s song. But when he thought back on it, the words were powerful because it taught manifestation. Now I'm going to be running to the Saturday morning tap in Facebook group so I can see what that song is. Breeze says, the last song I listened to was something by Maxwell. Ow, yes. And it made me feel at peace. I love that. Okay, yes. And also a reminder from my associate producer, Samora2K3. He says that the replay of today's Saturday morning tap-in will also be posted in our Facebook group. And by the way, okay, Bree says she saw Sinners last weekend and it was fire. By the way, I got tickets for the 20th. That is as soon as I could see it IMAX. So I don't know. I may see it in a regular theater first and then also see it on the 20th and it had the IMAX experience. All right. All right. So this is what I wrote for today's journal prompt. What's the last song you heard that you enjoyed? And how did it make you feel and why? The first song that comes to mind is Be Grateful by Walter Hawkins. It reminds me of when I used to go to church as a little girl. It has a feel, a vibe of revival. It talks about appreciating the good and not so good. The way the song starts, it's so intimate, like a murmur of praise in your soul. The way we remind ourselves as we go through challenging times. And you have the choir that sounds like angels echoing in mind. And then that's all I had time to write, y'all. But yes, Be Grateful by Walter Hawkins. I highly recommend it, to put it on your playlist. And here's the cool thing about this journal prompt today, right? We talked about one of the ways that we can change our vibration is by our feeling, right? So if you want to change your vibration, put on a song that makes you feel good and you will attract more of that feeling into your life. Naughty G also says, I don't have Facebook, but I listen to Already Getting Better. Already Getting Better by Karen Clark Sheard. I love Karen Clark Sheard. I love all of those Clark sisters, right? But the song is Already Getting Better. Naughty G, I'm so grateful to see you joining us for Saturday Morning Tap In. So grateful to have you here. All right, you guys. So that has been our tap in for this Saturday morning. I will see you all next Saturday. But remember, we set some powerful intentions today. So go out there and expect them and be the powerful beings that you were created to be. All right, you guys, I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye for now.